Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Thomas Clan Garden. I'm here with Nicholas and we're actually doing a very special video today. So it's, well, we're a week into July and Nicholas here's decided he wants to do a garden. And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a great way that you can start a late season vegetable garden. You know, just something small. It's a good way for gardeners to get started if they're new at it, also considering it's a small garden. So I'm gonna show you the basic layout to start with, and Nicholas here is gonna be doing most of the work. I'm gonna help him out with some of the stuff because some of it's gonna be pretty hard, but he and I got this. Those are his grandfather's glasses he stole. And so we're gonna give you a little overview right now, and then you'll see us doing some work, and then at the end maybe then you'll see us doing some planting, and then we'll update you from time to time on how this garden's going. So let's check it out. This is the area that Nicholas is gonna put his garden. So as you can see, we had started a compost pile and we still had a bag of manure that we hadn't used yet, and then there's lots of weeds, and then over here there's actually some leaf mulching over, and then some wood that I was supposed to use for another project, and I actually will, but that's okay. He's just going to do this small area. This stake right here, which is just a stick sticking out of the ground, actually marks the front corner. It's actually about a 4 foot by 4 foot area that he's going to be gardening, so 16 square feet. So again, I'll repeat that for the beginning gardeners: 16 square feet. That's 4 feet by 4 feet. So we're going to move the compost pile a little bit, turn it up. We're going to move the manure, obviously, and we're going to dig everything up. And so I'm going to help Nicholas with getting started with all the tough work, and we'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so Nicholas just did a whole lot of work. Obviously, I helped, but so we spent a little bit of time, about a half hour it took total. We cleared out a whole bunch of brush, still a couple of weeds we need to grab. I'll grab those before we get too started. We turned up the dirt, added some compost and turned it in. And so this is what the space is looking like now. So what we're gonna do next is he has a San Marzano tomato plant that we got from a neighbor, which there will be more on that in another video. And he's also going to grab a whole bunch of seed that we got, and we're going to start with planting the seeds. Now normally before we do all of that, we would soak the ground down with some water so that way the seeds can get the moisture for germination, but luckily it's starting to rain on us, so the ground is going to get wet all on its own. So we're going to update again in a couple of minutes, and I'll have Nicholas show you some stuff. So see you in a minute.
Okay, I'll go grab this.
Alright, so as we were preparing the bed, one quick thing I did want to touch on is there's a small area of moss right here that actually has clover growing on it, and I didn't pull the clover for a simple reason of this. Now, moss grows where there is either zero or no nutrients in the soil, and it produces just enough nutrient for nitrogen fixing plants like clover and vetch and things like that. So basically we're not digging up the moss, and we're not gonna dig up the clover. We're gonna plant around it, and we're actually gonna be planting beans and peas near it, which are also nitrogen fixing as well, to help with the soil, and maybe in future years there'll be a lusher soil growing in that area. But by doing that, it's keeping us from planting something somewhere where it's just not going to produce. Now also, very quickly, I did want to point out, we do have a tree that we're in, a small tree that we're in the shadow of. Now what happens is the sun comes over this way. Okay, this front area here is still going to get a decent amount of sun, but in the back it's not. So we actually prepared which seeds we were going to plant where by the amount of sunlight it's going to get. So things like lettuce and carrots, beets that don't need as much sun, or the peas, which need a cooler soil temperature, are going to be planted in the back, whereas the tomatoes and peppers are going to be planted in the front. So we're going to check back in with you in a minute, and you can see where we're at. Oh, that's okay, Nicholas. So as Nicholas here is digging the hole, he's going to make sure that it's big enough for the plant. Yeah, there's some roots in the way. Here, let me see if I can pull those out. Yep, see? Just like that. See all the loose dirt here. So here, put the pot in it. See how well the pot fits. You're making a... so what you're going to want to do, Nicholas... Okay, you're going to want to basically dig down like this and make the hole deeper, and then we'll worry about how wide it is. So now put the pot in there. See that? See how it fits in pretty nicely? And actually, because the dirt is lower, you see it fits in very, very well. And then you'll close in the dirt around it. Now, even though it's raining, now usually what I would say, now for those of you watching at home, one of the ways that I plant,
Can I do this now?
hold on 1 second, is I'll fill this up with water and then mix some of this backfill in, making like a mud, and then put the plant in. But because it's raining, I'm not going to do that, though I am going to put in a little bit of water. So we actually have some water sitting right over here. So, like I said, I'm not going to fill it up all the way, but I am going to pour some in. Now, the reason why I do this is to help, so that way as it drains out, the soil gets mixed in. All right, Nicholas, go ahead and put it in. Out the pea seeds on the ground, and so Nicholas going to push them in about 1/4 inch deep, Nicholas. So like the little, there you go, just like that. Yep, and then just cover it perfectly. Perfect. All right. So so with the rain, I'm not going to keep my phone out too much. But basically, Nicholas is going to be planting the rest of the seeds. We just wanted you guys to see the pea seeds getting planted since they're big and easy to see. And so yeah, so we're gonna plant the rest of the seeds, and then when we get more of the plants in the ground, we'll show you how it turned out, and then we'll keep you updated. So see you again in a few minutes. All right, so this is the end of day 1. We're actually gonna do the rest of our planting tomorrow. Where we're going to transplant some cilantro and basil from my garden to his. We're going to get a couple of plants from the local store that are still organic or heirloom or both. And so just want to show you very, very quickly what we did. So, so as you saw earlier in the video, we move this a little bit. So we cleared the ground, turned in some manure. We did plant the San Marzano tomato.
And
we actually planted peas, as you saw, and we also put in beets, carrots, and lettuce, and and arugula too. We put some arugula in the ground. We have some blue lake bush beans, organic heirloom, coming soon, and we are gonna transplant a couple of herbs from the garden as well. And so tomorrow, when we do part 2, we'll get all that filmed. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Let us know how we're doing. But I just wanted to let you guys know, it took us a total of 45 minutes today, including stopping for videos, okay, and working with the rain and running in for a jacket and an umbrella and all of that. It only took us 45 minutes. We cleared out all the brush, we turned up the dirt, we put in the manure and turned that in. We got the plant in the ground, the seeds in the ground, all in 45 minutes. So not a lot of time, folks. And tomorrow we'll probably only spend about another half hour. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you for watching the Thomas Clan Garden. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.